Blur, can you go out? Blur? Hello, Blur? Okay. Hello. How's it going, everyone? Today's the day. I've been telling myself, like, you know what? I'm going to record a video. I'm going to make the island tour video and, I'm going to update something and such. And I'm going to upload it someday. And things has just been like getting in the way of like getting things done. So, you know what? Why not make a stream that I record and I'll stitch it up prettier later. Basically, what I wanted to do, I want to give you a tour of my island. So welcome to Kythera. The theme for the island is the Philippines, because I grew up from the Philippines. Oh, it's an island. The Philippines is an archipelago, which is a fancy way to say it's a giant island. Let me take you back to the day of sometime in the past in the Philippines. Brief history of the Philippines. The Philippines is actually a colony of Spain way back in the history of days. My history teacher will most likely me. When was the Philippines under Spain? 1521. That lasted for 333 years. That is the only piece of Spanish history that I know of about the Philippines. Lots of revolutions happened, lots of like influences and cultures mixed because of that occupation. And lo and behold, one of the things that came out from it is what I'm wearing. So this is what we call in the Philippines a barong. The material that is used for making barong is from pineapple fibers. This is what it looks like, and you come out of the island, and the first thing that you will be greeted with is my island flag, the Philippine flag. This is the actual design of the Philippine flag. Blue is always atop, red is underneath the blue, the sun with 8 rays, and the 3 stars. Let's move on. So you start off like off the deck. It's like you landed in the Philippines. What do? Well, back in the day, you would go like into a village. There's no real towns at the time, like back then in the 1500s. They would be called, I would say like mid 1500s, because that's when the Spain actually made a foothold on in the Philippines. First scene that you see here is basically the recreation of what the Philippines would call a barrio. A barrio is basically a small town. Fiestas would happen here. But here's what a barrio would look like. The entrance of every barrio during a fiesta is like, it's just a giant party in the barrio. And when it's fiesta time, it is on. It is a fun time. Examples of a fiesta in the Philippines is called the Pahiyas Festival. I've never been, but I really want to go. The houses would be decked out with like colored rice paper and then palm leaves everywhere and such. The inspiration of what I'm going for. Basically, it's just a row, like it's more just of a facade. Just these rows of houses, just all decorated and colorful and flowers. Not everything in the world is pretty. For this scene, unfortunately, there's a lot of these scenes in the Philippines. Poverty is just rampant. I'm not proud of it. Show these imagery, but it's nice to bring awareness to it. So here it is. It's what the Philippines, a scene at least in the Philippines, look like. It's a typical like neighborhood like look that, yeah, they're just stacks of houses on top of each other, made out of either like corrugated steel and some pieces of wood and cement bricks. This scene is supposed to be a convenience store. They typically sell some regularly used items like chips, soap, toothbrush paste, detergent. Your mom. So this is what it would look like in the Philippines. We have a market in the Philippines called Divisoria. There's a bunch of different types of stores there. There could be fruits, they could be selling clothes, they could be selling appliances and furniture, everything and anything. And yes, that's why Nook's Cranny is at the end of the alleyway. So how I envision, how I can translate Divisoria, which is this. Which is this. Yes, it's a street. It's a market street. That's the real Divisoria. Animal Crossing. Divisoria. Animal Crossing. This is inspired by a farm resort. It's called Villa Escudero. And yes, I will show you what it looks like. And you'll see here, it's a dining area in the river. It's a man-made waterfall, so it has to be controlled. It's not just like blowing into your food. I remember having like a fun time here. I was a little kid, and I remember just having food. And if I remember correctly, food is amazing. Most Filipino foods, though, I'm biased, by the way. I like Filipino food. Is delicious. So, yeah. Make air cleaning sounds while moving into one area. Most beach resorts in the Philippines would have a karaoke bar. Not necessarily by the lobby. It sometimes could be in the middle, smack dab in the beach. It's in one of the huts and cabanas. The next thing that I am quite fond of in the Philippines, this is what my rock garden is. It's a rice field. It is actually loosely inspired by the Banawe rice terraces. This is what it looks like. Well, basically what the Banawe rice terraces is, instead of having a traditional giant field, flat field of rice fields, they had to work around that by making steps of flat areas so that they can plant the rice, which also makes irrigation actually helps out with them because it could cascade down because, you know, gravity. That's how gravity works. Versus if you had a flat area, it could be stagnant. There could be like some things that actually like could grow into it. So it was part of the wonders of the world. All right, let's move on to the next view. Just around the riverbend, or rather not the riverbend, just up the hill here, is this lovely, lovely reception area. This is special to me because this is actually my sister's, my eldest sister's wedding reception. I became the DJ and the host of the wedding. I made sure that the people are kind of entertained with the music choices that I put out. And it's by a lighthouse. It's at the foot of a lighthouse as well. And it's a lovely, lovely scene. And this is my sister and my now brother-in-law. And it's a lovely night. And I do miss them. And I miss them so much. I'm okay. I did. No. I was like, no, this is fine. This is fine. This is why we have a tissue box here. Now I'm not being emotional on my own stream. No. So this is Crater Lake. This is an island in a lake, in an island, in a lake, in an island, in the ocean. So there's such a thing in the world that there's an island in a lake, in an island, in a lake, in an island. So yeah, so that's what I tried to do. Is I made a Crater Lake, a lake in an island, in a lake. Next up in our agenda, still in the northern regions of the Philippines, is where you'd see still some remnants of the Spanish like colony like history, Spanish history of the Philippines, which is basically, we call it it's the stone houses. It's just limestone and wood and some seashell like windows and some balconies, and it's a cobble street as well. Basically what the inspiration is, it's a lovely like, you know, neighborhood paved with cobblestone and stone houses. This is vegan. Not vegan, it's Vigan. It's a town in the Philippines, and I've never been, still yet to go. I may or may not be bitter about it, about people going and me not being able to go because reasons. So yeah, so moving on to the next build. From going out from the provinces, let's go back into the city. So the city is like, again, it's the epicenter of where the Spanish occupation was. Yes, I tried to make a church. What basically happened is like, you know, kind of looked like a church. Sure, if you squint hard enough and look the way and imagine a church, it's a church. So anyway, so there's one church in a park. We call it Paco Park, and it's known for having a church in the middle, but on its walls around it is like, it's actually a cemetery. It's like gravestones. The wall are graves. So I made a graveyard. A walled graveyard. Ooh, I forgot to show. This is Paco Park. Again, just a bunch of like, it's a church surrounded by graves. Unfortunately, now that we're back in the capital, in the middle of the city. It is known in the Philippines, and it's probably not just in the Philippines, that traffic is horrendous. Let me explain. A 4-lane road highway in the Philippines, the lanes are mere suggestions. It is just there to say it's a lane. But I wouldn't want to be driving in the Philippines because 4 lanes equals to 7 cars in side by side beside each other doing high fives with their window mirrors things. Yeah. This is everything. That is like basically every rush hour in the Philippines. If you're a defensive driver, you will not move. You will be stuck. You will be stuck in the road for hours because people will not be nice to you in the road. You have to be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's not me. Insert overlays of traffic here and sirens and honking cars. So last thing that I want to showcase in the Philippines, again, I'm not in awe, but I also acknowledge that it had happened, and it is. Inside of my house, the house is completely out of character from the Philippines, except for one room. There was a period in time in the Philippines where it was under a dictatorship. Like martial law was enacted, and it was under the regime of a dictator. And other than like the Philippine or that family, the Marcos family, being known for the dictator, part of it, they're also known for the First Lady's collection, is the collection of shoes. Let me show you a picture of us here. Here's Imelda Marcos. Here's a fraction of shoes that she's had for a while. That's what it says. Yeah, that's what it says. Imelda Marcos has 3,000 pairs of shoes, 15 mink coats, 508 gowns, 888 bags, and 3,000 pairs of shoes. Game, but here's my representation, of what it could have looked like. Maybe if, maybe. Yeah, shoes. Oh my God, shoes. So here are the shoes. Yeah, it's just a cozy room. This is the end of the tour of my island. And that's it. There's nothing like, 3 months. I'll record the video, stitch this up. I have a surprise in this video or in this tour. All right. Well, have a good night. My name is Koi. This is the pond. This is the street. I'll see you. Future me editing this all together. Well, same me. This is just me after the stream. I'm still here, sitting down. But basically what is happening now is the reason why I didn't show my dream address is because it's part of a game. I made a scavenger hunt in my island at the time before I did the recording. I basically, like, what I did is, remember that what we talked about in stream, where leave the place better than what it was, how you found it? Well, I cleaned up, I cleaned up as best as I can. As you can see in the stream, there was some litter all over the place. But when I saved the dream, unfortunately, there were a little bit more trash around the island. So you are tasked to find 40 trash items. So old boots, tires, cans. Those are the only trash items that you need to look out for. Take a photo of your inventory with the flag. Go and join our Discord server. Link is in the description. And once you're there, post that picture, that screenshot, in our contest entries channel, and then the first 5 people who finds all 40. Remember, your inventory should be full of trash. It's exactly 40 pieces of trash that are strewn about the whole island. With that, I will see you next time on the next stream. When was it? Well, depends when you watch this video. It could be next Friday, but it could be this coming Sunday. Again, it's relative whenever I upload this.